How's it going, everybody? All right, well, here's another one, another project. Not a major. This is a buddy of mine's. Actually, the guy that has the other 75 Hurst that I did a video on is another. It's a 75 Hurst w30. It's got all the badges are in place. It's got, this thing has even got the economy. It's got the economy gauge in it still. It's in good shape. I mean, you know, good cleaning. Needs a good cleaning inside, obviously. You know, the swivel seats, they work. He's got a bunch of extra cushions, flip cushions. We had got this car, or I should say he, but me and him went and picked it up about a good year ago. And it got all kinds of extra parts. I mean, a lot of extra parts. I mean, extra bumpers, fenders, hood, I think a deck lid, extra T-tops. Because here they are, still in the T-top bags, original T-top bags. He got, I think he got some extra rims with it, trim pieces. I mean, a lot, so much stuff, a lot of interior stuff. As for the interior, you see, you know, those always go bad. The back ones always go bad. His headliner's bad. Those are really hard to find good. So he's gonna have to figure something out on that. You know, as a matter of fact, I think he's even got some extra seats. He had got the car, like I said, about a year ago. And it's just been sitting, waiting for a chance to get it so I can work on it for him and stuff. Get it going for him, or not get it going, get things going on it. Real solid car. It was a California car. I don't remember what I did with the plate, but it's got a... it had a California plate. The guy even told us it was a California car, and I think there were some other papers that he has on it. You see, it's really solid. This is a real common spot to go bad on the 73s to 75s. This area right here, you know, it usually rots through. You know, this is all solid. That's just undercoating right there. It's a really solid car. It's got a little whoop-dee right there. You know, that might be able to be fixed, I'm sure. So really, top is bad, you know. We're just gonna go through the car. You know, we just started redoing, you know, repainting up here, you know, repainting all this and everything. Repainted up the firewall, whatnot, cleaned everything up, repaint, you know, clean and repaint. Did a gasket seal on it and a timing chain. That's all we did. He didn't want to do a cam because he was kind of worried about, you know, getting a bad cam. So we just did timing chain. It was, his house is about a good hour away from here. Drove it here, had no problems. I mean, he drove it perfectly fine. You know, I think I drove, we might have went just, you know, for, as a matter of fact, we did. We went for a little cruise. I was in this one, and then we just drove it here, and then we drove my truck back. You know, like I said, it's a real solid car. I mean, you see both spots are in good shape. You know, the car's solid. It's really nice and straight. You know, the paint's not the best. The paint is, you know, aged. I think it was a repaint too, but, you know, there's signs that it might have been a repaint. It's a, you know, really nice car. Everything worked on it, shifted fine, no problems, nothing, you know. Didn't even have any carburetor issues or anything. Because we just trailered it to his house when he picked it up. And, you know, just sat. You know, and it ran enough to put it in the garage, and that was it. So, and then while I'm waiting on stuff for this, things that we're waiting on, well, you know, we got all his stuff over here. You know, got to paint it and stuff and ready to be put in. You know, clean it up, cleaned up. And while I'm waiting on some things for this and for this manifold here, we got to drill it out and retap it. The bolts, studs, whatever you want to call them. So we can put it back together. Going to the exhaust system, and I can put everything else back. Start putting everything else back on and everything, and then get back together. But while I'm waiting on stuff or just taking a break from it, I'm doing things on mine. Well, first thing I'm doing, well, one thing here, that pretty much says what I'm doing inside the car. Some of what I'm doing. Well, most of what I'm doing. You know, put new carpet in. Put new carpet in the car. Still getting it fitted. You know, like I said, take a break from it or whatever. You know, just so I don't get frustrated, I guess. And then I gotta clean up some of the wiring underneath. I mean, some of the wiring's just hanging there because I had to move it out because of the console and stuff like that. But some of it's just hanging in the way. It's not. It wasn't like that. You know, but you got some other wires I do want to clean up. You know, like this gauge here is not supposed to be. That gauge right there is not there. That is actually inside the console pocket door. So I'll be finishing this up. This ain't get too much more. I got a little bit more fitting to do. You know, and stuff you can see right here, like here. I'm gonna take it back off and refit this stuff. It's not all tightened down. And then after that, if I do while I'm taking a break from that, I got. Like I said, I'm just going to stick with my dog dish rims, my 15-inch. The trans has actually been doing good, and that is, you guys know that trans is just a 400. There's nothing special about it. It's actually a wore-out 400. You know, it's holding up better than that 700 did. You know, tried and true. But I do plan on. That's the reason why I have the car up in the air so high is I do plan on going with the 4L80. I'm gonna go with a 4L80 and a US shift controller. I've been looking at which controller to go with, and the US shift controller seems US shift Quick 4 is the one I'm gonna go with. I think seemed to be the best one over all the others out there. So that's the one I'm going to go with. The thing I got for my car that I got to do is my little trans cooler. A nice little trans cooler I picked up for it. There's the part number. And then also, on my QA, I got new QA1 lower control arms. So that's why I got those. The only thing is, when you get those, and it comes with everything you need. You got here the directions here on what you're supposed to do. Like this rubber here is supposed to be, you know, this rubber is in here normally. It's inside here. You got one nub on each side, and you're supposed to cut the one side and just pull this one out. Just, you know, just like it describes here. You know, you just cut it and pull it out. And after you take this off, take a T-bar off. It's got some snap rings on it. And, you know, just take the snap rings off, pull it out. There you go. Cut this, pull it out. And then it comes with this joint here. You know, Comes with that and 2 different snap rings. When you pull that out of there, it's got 2 little ridges going around it on each side, on inside here, and that's where these snap rings go, and it locks this in. Kit also comes with all the bolts, the QA1 control arms. Comes with all the bolts. Comes with these. Comes with them. It comes with 2 sets. You got this set, or 2 sizes, 4 in each. Yeah, see, here's the other ones. These are for the small bolt pad, small bolt, and for the big bolts. My car uses the big bolts. As you can see here, you got the the big bolt, small, in diameter. You can tell by fine thread, coarse. Comes with the nuts, the washers, everything you need. Wasn't bad. It wasn't hard to do. Cut that out of there. But I'm going to let you guys know, just make sure that them snap rings are all the way in. You want to make sure that they're all the way seated inside that little ridge that goes all the way around inside there. If you have to, kind of tap on it to make sure it goes all the way in. Just to make sure it is locked in there. Okay, so one of the other things you have to deal with is don't grease your fittings until you have the arms up in there. There's a grease fitting here, and there's one on the other arm. The reason is because when you grease it, it wants to push them the bushings out, and then it makes it tighter to fit in there. So, like I did start greasing that front one, and I pushed it out a little bit, which made that one a little harder to get in than this one, but I was able to still get it in there. And the reason, well, here I also did new brake lines. I'm putting new rubber brake lines, all new rubber brake lines. These are CPPs. I got the CPPs for the top. I had CPPs for the bottom too, but I'll show you guys something. Now you see how this control arm is lined up, or this right here is in good shape for once I bring it down. For the end link, for the sway bar link, it lines up. That's it. These control arms are made for coilovers. These are not for the regular coil spring. Okay, you can tell by that inside there, but you probably really can't tell. It's got a bolt that goes through. That's why you change out that bottom and get rid of that T-bar on the shock. And this here, if you got, which most likely you got headers, that bolt there on this side here, you want to make sure when you put that through, you only put it through a little bit to get the nut started. Because you see how close my header is? You can't get the nut on there. Just get it on, just get the bolt through a little bit and then get the nut started. And then you can draw it in. Okay, here's the other CPP bottom. Now you can see this is here would work with a T-bar one, okay, or a regular coil spring. This works with a regular coil spring. Now this is a little bit thinner, so it's not as strong as the QA ones. They say it ends up bending and stuff like that. But aside from that, I had got these a little while ago, and I kind of liked them, and then I kind of don't like them, and now I don't like them even more because this here hole for the sway bar link pin does not line up to the sway bar. You see here, see this one's not even bolted in all the way. See, it's just sitting up in there. And that's the other thing too, is these bolts are smaller. These are smaller, so it'll let that AR move, which I didn't want that, obviously. Here, you can see how that link does not line up. You see, if it's way off, you know. So the QA1s are right in line. You know, this thing would have been on an angle like this. That's not good. I'd have been breaking them all the time. So these, I'll just take them off. Maybe in time I'll get the QA1s for the top two. Or unless those do fine. We'll see. But, so that's where I'm at. I plan on doing that stuff. My intercooler, my transcooler, plan on right about here, underneath, inside there, is where I might put it, right in that general area. I think that's where I was going to put it. No, I'm going to put it a little bit more towards up in the bumper area. So it's going to actually be more up in here. You know, so I can clear all the tubing and stuff like that I may need to clear. And that, see, that's really everything that I'm doing right now with the car. And yeah, I would like to make these videos to where I'm actually doing the work and stuff like that, and give you something a little more interesting, I guess you could say, to watch. But I'm doing this, recording this with my phone, and you know, it just can be difficult and stuff. And a lot of this stuff I'm sure you guys seen already or can do, or even find other videos. So this just again another update. But other than that, guys, if I do any more stuff or anything like that, or maybe when I get this one done here, I can show you the video. Like I said, this one we're just gonna go. Obviously, he's just going back to original appearance on it, and that's it. And then he's gonna do the interior thing on it, you know, somewhere and whatnot, and whatever else however else, you know, in time, I guess. But so if I do any more, or when I do more, maybe I'll do some more videos, you know, updates, I guess you can call them, guys. And anything that like I had to deal with or face, give you guys a heads up on what to expect. And hopefully it helps you guys. So I want to thank everybody for watching the videos, the likes, the subscribes, all that good stuff. And let you guys do what you gotta do. So I'm make this another short video, I guess. So thanks everybody, I appreciate it. You all have a good Christmas and have a happy new year. Take care.